Hey everyone, Daniel here from Team Cerebros, and today I'm here with a deck profile. Slightly late, sorry about the wait. So this past weekend, I ended up finishing first place at the Dungeons and Donuts Galway regional, and then I finished 11th place at the Gamers World Dublin regional. So it was 5 rounds in Galway, so I went 5-0. And then in Gamers on the Sunday, it was 7 rounds. I went 5-2. So I just missed out on tiebreakers. I think there were 2 players on X2 that managed to top the event. But yeah, so I decided to play Eldritch for the event. This is a different build to what I had been playing. And basically, what I've been wanting to do is particularly the regional metagame. In Ireland, there are a lot of board breakers present, and I think Trap Eldritch really struggles into matchups, particularly at regionals where players are going to be very comfortable siding in evenly matched Feather Duster, Lightning Storms, etc., which the pure trap deck struggles with. A quick disclaimer. Recently, I have been seeing a Dragoon version being played locally, and I do think that if you're playing the trap version, that's something to try out. But I'll probably come back with a video later looking at that. For now though, let's look at the list. So I played 40 cards for Galway, I played 43 for Dublin. So I'll go into the difference there. But let's just hop into the list. So it's pretty standard. We're on 2 Eldlich to Golden Lord, 3 Cursed Eldland. I really highly rate this card, particularly going second. It gives you a lot of strength that the trap package doesn't. And it was definitely one of the motivators for trying the build that we're on. Then we're on 3 Scarlet Sanguine, 3 Conquistador, and 2 Huquaro. So this is the standard Eldritch package with the Eldlands. Again, Eldland is such a strong card, so I was looking for a core that would allow me to play it. And of course that core at the moment seems to be the Cyberse core, so we're playing triple Cyberse Gadget. I was playing 2 Dotscaper and 3 Signet Mining. So the really strong thing about this core is you're getting free access to Phoenix Enforcer, which is obviously just probably the best standalone card in the format. Signet Minings probably should be Firewall Guardians, because ideally you just want normal summons, and mining often got ashed. Now we do have some countermeasures for that, and mining does have niche situations where it's very nice. First off, you can send an Eldritch trap card, which can be good. You can send your Golden Lord if you don't want to send him to pop. So it does apply pressure even if it gets stopped. And then there's also like a neat thing you can do where you can mining send Dotscaper, and then you'll summon your Dotscaper back, link it away. It summons with its effect, and then the Cyberse Gadget you search, you can normal summon the gadget to bring back the Dotscaper, and you have a much larger play. You can get into access code very easily that way, but that doesn't necessarily justify playing mining. So in a 60 card list, I think mining can be defensible. In the 40 card list, I'll need to do more testing to know for sure if I think it's worthwhile. Then we have Dasher and Celestial. Shoutouts to Doug, who managed to give me this Dasher, or was it? It's either Doug or Dave. Regardless, shoutouts to both of them. But yeah, so we have the Dasher and Celestial, we have the Sight, and the 2 Fusion Destiny. So this is standard. Basically what the Cyberse package lets us do is set up Phoenix Enforcer Sight reliably as long as they don't hand trap us. So pretty happy with those. Would be happy if they weren't playable in the format, but again, that's another discussion. Then we're on to our hand traps. So we're playing 1 Called by the Grave. This card's absolutely bonkers in the format. It's another one of the reasons why I wanted to try out this build, because Called by the Grave is often just better than a trap card in the format. It lets you combo going first, it lets you interact with your opponent going second. So yeah, very strong card, and it has another interaction in a moment. We're on triple Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit. This is one of the most versatile hand traps in the format, and particularly when teamed up with Nibiru, I think it's just so strong that it's hard not to play it. Obviously, you have the interaction between Ogre and your own Eldland if you want. So very versatile. I would love to find a way to play Emergency Teleport, but I'm not convinced that this is the deck to play Teleport in. Then we have 2 Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring. I had been playing 3 of this, but I actually cut it down to 2 because it's not as impactful as the Ogre Art and Nibiru, and also we're playing Crossout Designator. So we have 3 Designator, and then 1 Veiler, 1 Impermanence, and that brings us to exactly 40. So Designator obviously had been super hot when it came out in the tins, and I think it really fell off because the format was very undecided at that point in time. At this point, the format is very decided because we have the very high power engine of the adventure engine, and that means we know everybody's going to be playing Nibirus, we know everybody's playing Ogres, everybody's playing Ashes. Additionally, the cool thing you can do in this deck, first off, we're a combo deck, and Crossout Designator functions the same as Called by the Grave. So we have the 1 Impermanence and 1 Veiler rather than 2 of either, because it means we can cross out Designator to protect our combo. And additionally, if our opponent tries to sight us, one of the most effective ways of guaranteeing that they can't resolve sight is you can just cross out Designator, send your own sight. So you can't lock them back, but that shouldn't really matter, and it is one of the few ways that I was able to think of that got around PK's ability to double sight you. Because, as a lot of people are probably aware, PK can pop sight using Rusty Bardiche, and then if they have a Dagda, they can DPE pop their Dagda to summon the sight, even if you like chain a crow to it. So I thought that was a pretty neat interaction, because it just means that they don't get to activate the side effect. They'll still probably have the body on board, but that's really not the biggest deal. Then the extra deck, we have the Phoenix Enforcer, we have 1 Link Disciple, 2 Link Devotee, and then a Verte Anaconda and a Dagda. So these are the cards that you have to play. I only started playing this build on Thursday of last week, and I actually only had 1 Disciple and 1 Devotee handy. And basically the combo is any of your Cyberse let you summon Link Disciple, and then they give you an extra body which makes Devotee. Disciple tributes Devotee, and Devotee summons 2 tokens, and then you use 1 token and Disciple for Dagda. You use the other token to make a Devotee, which mandatory effect activates on summon. You chain the Dagda and you set your sight, and then you make your Verte Anaconda. But yeah, so you definitely do need the second Devotee, unless you have a very reliable way to set up the Dagda activation. But yeah, there's basically no reason not to just play this package in this deck. Then we have the more techie cards, Lingeribo. This is really strong on the Sunday event in Gamers World. I was actually playing triple tactics mained as well. And so what you could do is you could tactics, look at the opponent's hand, and pull like an Nibiru or something. And if you see they have an Imperm, you know that you just have to go Lingeribo Anaconda. So this is really nice to play around Imperm. It also plays around Evenly Matched. And I had a few other matchups, like I think I was playing against Sword Soul, and you're able to turn off Blackout by summoning Lingeribo. It also gives you protection from skill drain if the opponent doesn't know that you're playing this. Then I was playing 1 Link Karibo, 1 Link Spider. You want stuff that you can do with your level 1 Link monsters. I'm not sure if Link Karibo actually deserves to be in this extra deck, but I couldn't turn up the chance to play both of the Link Karibo variants. Then we're playing Lina and Dark, the Light and Dark Charmers, and Nightmare Phoenix as our flex Link 2s. I think these 2 are non-negotiable. Dark obviously is really nutty in a format with Phoenix Enforcer, and Lina is just really easy for us to climb into and just lets you go further than that. Phoenix could be Halki Fibrax, and there are other Link 2s that you could play instead. I decided to go with Phoenix. I don't think I really summoned it at all, so not super relevant. But if you're locked into Link 2s, having the versatility is quite nice, which you often are on turn 1 and 2 of the game. Then we have a Nightmare Unicorn, Access Code Talker, and Constellar Pleiades. Pleiades, I think I summoned once on the Thursday locals and didn't summon any other times. I think this card is really strong. This probably isn't the deck for it though, so that slot probably is meant to be kept for like Selene or something like that to give more reach to the deck. Then we had our tokens. Something that I did do with this is I had separate tokens for the Link Disciple and for Cyberse Gadget, just in case something should come up where the names mattered. Side deck was playing triple Lancia, double Cosmic and a Harpy's Feather Duster, 3 Dark Ruler No More, 3 Evenly Matched, and 3 Triple Tactics Talent. Again, because everybody's kind of agreed that we're playing a hand trap format, Triple Tactics Talent has become a lot better. I was citing this a lot. If I'm going first, I'd often side this as well, because if the opponent interrupts the combo, you can still just rip a card out of their hand, and there were a good few cases where I ripped out key combo pieces. So even though I only ended up on slight interaction, you just kind of stun them for a turn with this. So I think I need to spend more time playing with talents, but I think it's a reasonable card at the moment. Triple Evenly Matched and Triple Dark Ruler No More. If you're super worried about Evenly Matched, you can bring in a single copy with Crossout Designator. Dark Ruler No More performed fine. Realistically, you should be playing droplets if you have access to them, but the good thing with this deck is you can afford to play Dark Ruler No More, because basically the deck just inherently is very good at simplifying the board down, because you have Golden Lord, and then you also get to end on your Phoenix Enforcer with Sight, so you basically just say, you didn't get to play a turn, I'm just going to reset the board, Sight lock you, and the game ends anyway. Then just Cosmics and Feather Duster. You already have a fine matchup into back row, but I think Cosmic is just super strong this format, and Duster is bonkers. And then Lancia's. Lancia is a really strong card. Given that you already have Dagda to have access to it, it's really nice. And a lot of the cards that people bring in to kind of counter your deck, because they see Eldlich, Lancia also outstows. When I was maining the Triple Tactics, I was also siding Triple Sanctum. I think this card is really neat. Again, Sight should go from the format, but this is definitely a card to consider testing in the Eldritch deck. Again, obviously it gives you access to Lancia, it gives you more access to Sight, so yeah, very strong card. But yeah, overall that was the profile. On the Saturday, I played round 1 against Invoked Dogmatica. He was playing a very trap heavy build, and it just didn't really manage to do very much. Obviously, like any of the trap decks in the format, just struggle so much into summoning Phoenix Enforcer. Round 2, I played against Tri-Brigade Lyralisk. I think he was on the large Lyralisk package. But basically what happened was game 1 he only ended on F0, so I impermed to F0 and then full comboed him, and then game 2 he only ended on the F0 and I Dark Ruler No More and full comboed him. Round 3 was against Virtual World. The Virtual World player played quite well, but game 1 I didn't open well and he killed me. Game 2 I won, and then game 3 I talenced him and pulled the only Virtual World out of his hand, and so he just never got to play. But yeah, and then round 4 I was against Cyber Dragons, which was kind of spooky, and round 5 against Live Twins, which seemed like a fairly handy matchup, but I did win the dice roll, so I think I won the dice roll and then I Nibiru'd him game 2, so he just didn't get to do much of the stuff that he wanted to do. My 2 losses at the Gamers World Regional were to DDD. I won the die roll, opened really poorly game 1. I think if I open better in game 1, that is a winnable matchup. But definitely it's a deck that I need to learn more about. And then I also lost to Adventure PK, even though he tried really hard to lose in time. But yeah, I played fast enough to let him win the game, basically. But yeah, overall, relatively happy with the deck. I will be exploring it more. I still think that there is space for Trap Eldritch, but I just wanted to feel to play something that didn't lose to getting my back row blown out, because I just can't consistently open Solemn Judgment. So I might test around with Lord of the Heavenly Prison soon, or else I'll be kind of doing more combo shenanigans. As it is, there aren't many regionals coming up in Ireland for the next while, and I'm preparing for the Pokemon video game regional in Liverpool. So for the next week or so, I'll be kind of less focused on YuGiOh, but we'll be back with more profiles next time we have an event or if something interesting happens. So thank you very much for joining me. If you can, like and subscribe, we really do appreciate the support. It's great to be able to reach more people, and hopefully the content we provide is useful to you, whether you're deck building or just wanting to know what other decks in the format do. Massive shout outs to everybody on the team, everybody I borrowed cards from, and everybody at Dungeons and Donuts for running a great regional, and Gamers World for running a great regional. The Irish community is just such an amazing place to be in the game. The quality of players is really high, and the sportsmanship is really fantastic to see. So yeah, thank you everybody, and yeah, I'll catch you soon with another deck profile. I'll be back at my normal setup, so I'll be able to edit and stuff, but you'll just have to make do with this for now. But yeah, thank you very much, and let me know if you try out to build, and if I am a fool for maining Triple Tactics talent. Ciao.